Hi guys, my name is Joey. I am the baker at American Family Insurance NHQ, and today we're going to do some baking. So, welcome to my kitchen. I cleaned it up for everybody. So, today we're going to be making some berry scones, and I think we're going to put a little icing on top. So, yeah, let's get to baking. So first I should say that I'm doing this on an iPhone, so we will see how everything goes. I hope you guys can hear me okay. So first we're gonna get started with our dry ingredients for the scones. So the first ingredient we need is 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I already have it measured out. So go ahead and stick that in your bowl. And then we're also gonna add a 1/2 cup of granulated white sugar. And then we also have, let's see here, we need our baking powder, and we need 2½ teaspoons of that. And then finally, we need some salt. So we need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay. So that's pretty much it for dry ingredients. Other things you need for this recipe include butter, unsalted butter, and then you need fresh berries. We're going to use raspberries and blackberries today. And then you also need whole milk, 1 egg, and vanilla. And we'll go through the measurements as we go along here. So, dry ingredients. They're done. Very easy. For this recipe, you really just need 1 bowl, which is very nice for people who don't have KitchenAids or any type of mixer. You definitely don't for this type of recipe. So let me grab my butter, and then we'll add in the butter. Okay, here's my butter. You're probably wondering where I went with this. So this was in the my fridge that I cut up, and then I let sit for about 15-20 minutes to keep it nice and cold. You want cold butter because when it bakes, you're gonna see, or it's gonna create little pockets in your dough, and that's what gives you the flaky texture at the end of the day. Okay, so just gonna mix with my hands. You can use a fork if you want, or a spoon. But I love touching everything I make. Okay, so we're going to add in the butter. What you can do is you can grate the butter and then freeze it, or you can just cube it like I did. But try to do as small as you can. So I'm just gonna add that in. And then what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna kind of crumble with our hands the butter into the flour mixture. So as a culinarian, you really want to be able to tell all stages of what you're baking or cooking. Baking specifically, I like to touch every stage if I can, especially with things like this, biscuits, scones, you know. Make sure that all of your little diced butter gets mixed in, and that's why it's kind of convenient to grate your butter first. But I like to do this. This is fun for me, so we'll just keep at it. Okay. And you do want some chunks, you know. Like I said, you want to create that flaky, buttery, delicious texture for your scone. All right, there we go. So now we need to add in our whole milk, which first I'm gonna put my egg into. I'm gonna crack into it. I'm gonna combine all of our wet ingredients first because that's easiest for when we mix everything together, right? So just kind of mix that in there. And we're also gonna add some vanilla I never measure vanilla. That sounds bad, but you can never have too much vanilla in my opinion. So just a little drop. If you do want to know how much is in the recipe, it's, let's see what I put, 1.5 teaspoons. Okay. And then this is also half a cup of heavy cream, and then 1 egg, and then like I said, the vanilla, which is 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, so we want to add this in. So we're going to really, all right, adding in. Boom, it's in. Okay, so now we've got 2 types of fresh berries. You can use frozen. Just be aware that there's a lot of extra liquid with fresh or with frozen. Here are the berries that I cut in half. So we're just gonna add those in. Just like that. And then we're just gonna take it and we're gonna just mix it with our hands. You can use a spoon for this, you can use a spatula, but you don't want to overdo it. So just be mindful of that. It's kind of like making muffins. If you've ever made muffins, when you mix your batter for muffins, you don't want to over mix it. It becomes, the structure kind of toughens up. So this is kind of what we're looking for. We're kind of looking for wet, something we can form into a ball. And be sure to get from the bottom too. Get it all equally distributed here. So what we're gonna do when this is all combined is we're gonna just put it onto our counter here, and we're going to form it into a ball, and then we'll cut it up into the shape of our, there we go, of our scones. Okay, let me wash my hands quick. All right, now we're gonna grab some flour. Got a little milk on the table here. And then we're just gonna pour it out like that. Now that looks like a mess, right? No worries. Because we don't want to keep, we don't want to knead it. We don't want to keep mixing it. We just want to create this nice round shape that we're gonna cut into. Okay, so while I'm doing this, make sure that your oven is preheated to 400 degrees. And you have your baking sheet ready with parchment. If you don't have any parchment paper, that's okay. Just spray the pan and then add a little bit of flour down. I would not recommend doing aluminum foil because it'll burn really, really bad on the bottom before it bakes the rest of the way through. Okay, so here it is. Here is your little shape, and now we're gonna cut it. Just be careful how you cut it. If you need to do it on a cutting board, please feel free. I think I'm gonna cut this into 8. Yeah, pretty sure that's what the recipe said too. So just cut it up. So I'm gonna get these on the sheet tray now. Okay, there we go. Look how beautiful those look already. And they smell really good too. So surprisingly, these are not going in the oven yet. The oven is set, but we are actually gonna stick these in the fridge for about 15-20 minutes because we wanna make sure that that butter stays nice and hard up until we put it into the oven. Okay, everyone, before we put them in the oven, and they have been chilling for about 15 or so minutes, we're going to brush them with some more heavy cream. You can basically use any type of milk if you want, or you can use butter for a darker finish. I'm using heavy cream. And then if you guys have any of that coarse sugar at home, that's a good addition to the top of this. If you'd like some extra crunch, but it's not mandatory. And if you don't have one of these nice brushes, you can just use your hands. You know, either way is fine. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now they're going into the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. So I'll probably stop at 20 and see where they're at. But yeah. All right, so while the scones are baking, let's make a glaze. For this glaze, we need a bowl. We need some powdered sugar, some lemon juice, and a little vanilla. So let's get started with the powdered sugar. I'm gonna do about a cup of powdered sugar here. And then if you have fresh lemons, feel free to use those. I don't have my zester here, it's at work, so I am using lemon juice. Give it a good shake. About 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. A little bit of vanilla. You could also use lemon extract if you want. I don't want it too lemony, I just want it like a mellow lemon flavor. So let's go ahead, we're gonna take a fork. I'm just gonna mix that together. I normally don't measure when it comes to making glazes. I think it all goes by texture and how thin or how thick you want it. So basically just add more liquid if you feel like it needs more. So let's add another tablespoon of the lemon. And at this point, if it's not thin enough, we're just gonna add some more milk. We're gonna add some milk to it just to kind of help mellow it out, because you don't want it to be so tart that it's not enjoyable, right? So we're gonna add a little bit of our heavy cream, or whole milk, or you know, skim, 1% if you want, whatever you have on hand. Just gonna give it a mix. That. I'm definitely going to be putting this glaze right when they come out of the oven so it can just melt on top into the crevices. So I'm not going to thin it out too much because I still want to have, we don't want all of it to melt off, right? So let's give it a taste. Delicious. Okay everyone, it's been 24 minutes and they're coming out now and they look beautiful. I don't know how well the lighting is for you to see, but we're gonna ice some really quick while we're here. Really get them nice and covered. Or you could just top them with melted butter. It's a perfect dessert or a perfect breakfast to have with some coffee. Okay, so here you have it, everybody. They're very, very good. The fresh berries definitely just pop in your mouth when you take a bite, so it's absolutely delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this little how-to. If you guys want some more videos, you can go to my Instagram. It's Joey Kinsty. It's JoeyKansty. And you can find more videos and how-tos there. I'm trying to keep myself busy while we're all at home. But yeah, I hope everyone stays safe out there. Make sure to keep washing your hands, covering your mouth, all those things. And we'll see you later.